Aaron's brother, and I wanted to say a few words about him. And the first is I wanted to point everyone's attention to Aaron's nose, which is beautiful. Don't you think so, Katie? It's a beautiful nose, very symmetric. It really ties the face together in the facial region. So the reason I'm saying this, for those of you that don't know, this gorgeous face is not the gorgeous face that always existed. And around 1985, there was, I guess, what I would call blunt force corrective surgery performed by me on Aaron. He pitched me a ball from about 10 feet away, and I crushed it back into his face, which then erupted into a fountain of blood. And I actually, I remember, I thought about this recently, and I remember you actually turning away going, ah, ho, 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 wee. And I remember actually, the more I think about it, I remember thinking for a moment, great, so you're going to cry about this and get me in trouble. And I walked over to you and I said, nope, real. This is serious. Mom comes running out, and yeah. So the point here is that, I mean, you agree that this is a beautiful face, right? So I don't want to take 100% of the credit, but I'll settle for 90, 95% of the credit. I mean, it was a factor in your decision. It was a factor in your decision when you decided on Aaron. This was a factor. Nose. Number three, and that accounts for 95% of this wonderful evening that we're having. Thank you. And it's really sad actually that I don't have the ball. Mom, you didn't think to save it. You were too worried about whether Aaron's going to live through the night or choke on his blood. And I could have a ball in my hand right now, and I don't know, be referring to it as old Bessie or something. You know, old Bessie or anyway. I don't know. This speech is really derailing at this point. I think. Yeah, that's pretty much the point. I will say, though, that when I come to your house and I straighten your son's nose, I'm going to keep that ball for his wedding. This is the circle of life. Whoa. I still have to talk about Katie. But it's going to come back to Aaron. I'm not going to say anything mean about Katie. So I heard about Katie from a distance. I was off on the East Coast being an overworked nerd, and that has not changed. But basically what happened is everybody just started talking about this amazing person in Aaron's life, and they went on and on about her, and every one of you in the Minnesota crew, you shouldn't be excited. Every one of you prefaced this in a really strange way. You all said the same thing in one form or the other. You all said, I can't believe how normal she is, or thank God she hasn't tried to stab any of us. And I thought, this is kind of a weird way to sort of, what? Yeah, so, well, it struck me initially. I'm like, this is a weird kind of way to compliment a person. But really what I thought about it, and given the, I guess we'd call them relationships that Aaron has been holding together over the past 15 years, what I realized is that this is a collective sigh of relief from all of us in the Minnesota crew, and that is a